to the group, see if we can find us. Hello, good morning, everyone. Looks like we're live. There we are. I'll just tag everyone so you can find us. Welcome, 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 everyone. Good morning, good evening, happy Sunday, happy Monday. Right.
Yes.
All right, so welcome back. And today I have a very special guest today. This is Venetia. She is one of my clients. I'm so excited for this. And today we are talking to Venetia about her story. So I've been working with Venetia for a while. She's in the middle of her story, in the middle of her journey. She's not done. She's not at the finish line yet. But we've had a lot of breakthroughs and a lot of clarity that have come through in the time that we've been working together. And she's just hit her 20-pound down mark. And I think I wanted her to share her story because it's very powerful and it's real and it's something that's happening right now. And it is likely a story that can reflect the struggle that many people do actually have on this weight loss journey. So I wanted to talk about it right now while some of these things are so fresh, and she's really starting to master behavioral change. And when we talk about where this came from, you're going to be like so blown away. Venetia has been an emotional eater her whole life, and you'll discover why as we talk about this. And the work that we've been doing has really helped her unwind this. It's been very, very powerful. So, Venetia, welcome. Thank you for doing this with me today.
I'm excited. I am. It's
Brilliant.
just listening to you. I already got my tears starting. So
Oh,
yes,
brilliant.
excited.
Happy tears. I like that.
Yes.
So take us back to the beginning. Like, paint me a picture of the start of your journey when we first started working together. What was life actually like then? What were you struggling with? Why did you want to get help?
I remember on our interview call, before we even approached signing up, I was using wine as a coping tool. Not every day, but probably 3 to 4 nights a week, definitely weekends. And then I was eating what I called a vegan diet, but it was also very heavy on vegan processed foods, convenience foods, things that were easy to fix when I got home from a stressful day at work because I'm a nurse and some days were just too much. Um, then there was also some emotional issues going on in the home. So I was wanting something quick and easy and said it was vegan, but it was definitely highly processed.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. And so I remember for you, it felt like there was just this never-ending cycle of stress.
Oh, yes. I couldn't get away from it.
Yeah,
I could not get away from it.
yeah, yeah,
Yes. Um, Work stress as well as in the home. Yes.
yeah. And
Yes.
so when you were choosing those convenience foods, processed foods, what do you think they were doing what was your reason for choosing those?
Well, because I said at that point, probably 7 years,
Hmm.
I had said I was eating plant-based slash vegan diet and gaining weight. So
Yeah.
it was it was just not great. So yes, I thought I was buying those things because I in my mind thought they were healthier choices
Ah, yes.
compared to the alternatives.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So yes,
They
that was
probably they probably still were healthier choices. Still calorie
yeah,
dense, yeah. But
yeah. But
in terms of like the convenience, like even though were you convincing yourself that they were the healthier choices, therefore they were okay? Or was there something
yes.
else going on beneath the choices that
No, most of the time when where I was at when you and I met, I really thought I was making better choices.
yeah.
and reading labels and things to make sure there was no animal dairy product in them. Um, but it was still ultra processed, like the fake chicken and the little fake burgers and things like that. So I honestly, at that time, thought I was doing myself a favor. Still, way too many calories in alcohol and not coping with stress well. So that was just like a horrible storm
Yeah.
of
Okay.
unhealthy lifestyle.
Hmm. Were you eating anything or doing anything at that point that you knew you wanted to change? Like there was a part of you that was like, I know this is not healthy for me, or was it genuinely like, I thought this was going to be okay. I thought this was the way I was supposed to eat.
I think it's a mix, honestly. I was like, okay, if I had time and energy, I could do things more basic, fixing my recipes and things, but just not enough time, not enough energy to try to deal with all that. So I felt like I was doing the next best thing
Mhm.
with the processed stuff.
Gotcha.
And um, yeah, I think so. I knew there was a better way, but I thought I was doing the best way I could at that time.
Gotcha.
Um, yeah, I think I knew there was better. I just thought it was the best I could do.
Yeah, okay. Did you suspect at that time that the stress that you were under was driving your decisions?
Not as vividly as I came to understand. I knew it had to be an influence,
Yeah.
but I had not understood the depth of it until we started working together. And then, yeah, it was just like, it was almost like the veil was lifted and I could just see so much clearer
Hmm.
and and knew it had to be a change. And honestly, it wasn't just the eating habits. It was I think I told you just the other day, I feel like the eating habit changes are secondary to the other changes that I've made. Um, and now it's coming together. But the eating was a symptom of the other stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna come back and talk about that in a moment. But first, I want to just explore all the things that you had tried before. What sort of things had you tried before in order to lose weight?
Okay, so obviously at my age, I've done Weight Watchers more times than I can count on two hands, probably three hands. But it's been well, in fact, in the last probably 7, 8 years, I did do the Weight Watchers app
Hmm.
and tried to do it that way. Even the Anyway, that didn't work. Um, I tried my Fitness Pal app and recording my food logs and activity and again, temporary assistance there, but nothing long lasting.
Mm.
One time I met with a dietitian at a local grocery store and talked with her a few sessions. Again, temporary, nothing stuck.
Yeah.
I then decided because I'm eating a vegan diet, it had to be the exercise. So I worked out with a trainer and she never ever talked about diet other than protein, protein, protein.
Yeah.
Yeah. And nothing happened really there. I mean, I liked some of the muscle tone changes, but it wasn't affecting my weight at all. I did do an online course that with a membership for about a year. And again, small changes, but nothing stuck.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, when you're um, signing up for the 5 day um, program, I and then me talking with you on the phone, it was like, okay, we'll try it. We'll try it. I was excited, but I was also I was skeptical that anything would help.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I was going to
Yes.
say all of those attempts in the past with limited
Yes.
amount of results. Where was that leaving your belief state? Your belief in yourself.
That that no matter what all the books say, that eating a healthy plant-based diet helps you lose weight. I'm like, nope, I'm a witness to that not happening. I really did think I was doing most of it right.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm still failing miserably at the healthiest diet on the planet. So I would do a lot of self beat ups over it. It was like, I can't even do this right. You're not even losing weight on a plant-based diet. What I called plant-based, of course, I learned that I was more not quite fully by any means, but yeah, it was very discouraging and I felt like it was hopeless.
Yeah.
Absolutely hopeless.
Okay, yeah. So there was a part of you that probably didn't understand nutrition and calorie density properly and thought you were doing everything right by being plant-based or by being vegan. Certainly, probably healthier than choices that you would have made if you hadn't been
Oh yeah,
plant-based.
the doctor would tell me my labs were good.
Yeah, yeah.
I needed to lose weight.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, you needed a little bit more understanding of nutrition and calorie
Yeah.
density.
Yeah.
But we revealed something that was far deeper than that, didn't we? We revealed some
Yes.
patterns that go way back to when you were a baby.
I actually, yeah, it started as a newborn, truly.
Yeah.
Yes. I was born to rural farming parents. And so after we were released from the hospital, my mom was nursing me, and I would cry all the time, and I wasn't really gaining any weight, and I was always hungry. And a few weeks into it, take me to the doctor to be checked out and found out I'd lost weight, hadn't gained any weight. And the doctor said, it's because your milk is basically water. You're not giving her any nutrition. So I was immediately switched over to formula and started gaining weight and was good there.
Yeah, yeah. And what else happened at that point?
Well, apparently, so within the first year, apparently I was labeled as having night terrors. Um, and I would wake up screaming and crying at night. And so the doctor ordered a medication to help me sleep through the night. And my mother has always shared these stories with me, but it wasn't understanding the depth of how that affected me until we've been working together. That really just opened my eyes to so much. And I mean, it didn't even stop there. I remember being on medication for nerves when I was 10, and then I was put on antidepressants when I was 13. So it's just been kind of a lifelong of medication to help me cope with things.
Yes, yeah. So I think this is really important to understand. We not only let's talk about the what that created for you as you went through life, like your relationship with food. And talk to me first about what you think the impact of not being nourished properly first has had on your eating
Mhm.
behaviors, with your when your mother's milk wasn't necessarily nourishing you. It was you were
Yeah.
probably going hungry.
Yes.
What did that do to your ability to allow yourself to feel hungry?
Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, it's just been in the last few months that I actually have now embraced the feeling of hunger signals because for the longest, many, many years, I think it actually scared me to get to that point. Um, but yeah, I mean, a baby, the food is the first message of safety,
Mm.
and no, realizing that as an infant, it wasn't that my parents weren't trying to take care of me; it just wasn't working. But I understanding now that my nervous system just knew I wasn't getting food and I wasn't safe,
Mm.
and it was like, wow, that was a wow moment.
Yep. And so what that created for you was that fear of allowing hunger. So that
Yeah.
fear of getting hungry before a meal. So it's almost like you were overeating or always eating or just never allowing yourself to feel hungry. And
Yes.
because that brain and the nervous system associated it with danger.
Yes.
rather than associating it with just a normal biological signal from the body that's going, hey, time for food.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that was a really deep realization for me when we discovered that. And then the
Yeah.
other one, like being medicated as a child when you were, or as a baby,
Baby.
when
Yeah. It
you
was before
couldn't
I was
sleep.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, obviously it was to calm you down. You were upset about something. And so being given a medication to help you feel better has trained your whole brain that that's how we do it. When we don't
Yes.
feel good, we need something externally. We need to take something in order to feel better, to feel calmer, to feel safer, to feel
Yeah.
happier. So tell us about what that did with your eating behaviors.
Oh, goodness. I mean, I remember, I mean, I truly was overweight by the time I don't even know if I've ever
Mm.
told you this. I remember the doctor when I was 10 years old, I weighed 100 pounds. And so I was an overweight kid. And and then my mother, again, thinking she was doing things with love, anytime there was anything bad, it was like, oh, let's go get some ice cream. Oh, let's go get something, here's some cookies. It was always like soothing me with food
Yeah.
anytime it was a rough day.
Yep.
But yeah, I was overweight as a child. I kind of slimmed down a little bit, not in healthy ways, but um, truly fasting as a teenager to get skinny. And then adulthood, it came back and when life got stressful and everything, it
Yeah.
just all came back and it's been this way for 30 years now.
Yeah. Yeah. It created that pattern of every time you were stressed or upset about
Yes.
something, then food or wine became the solution because
Yes.
just what the brain learned. And it was kind of even you were blind to even that pattern until we talked about it. You were even blind to the stress eating that you were doing,
Yes.
and the coming home from work and the cookies and the
Oh,
chips and stuff like that. Yeah,
yeah, there'd be chips and a glass of wine while I'm fixing dinner, and then I'd eat a regular dinner, and then I'd get cookies at bedtime because it was my me time.
yeah,
So-
yeah. And there were some stressful things going on in your life. Are you like, how much do you feel comfortable
oh
sharing?
no, I'm fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, there's a lot of marriage challenges, a lot of marriage stress. I have a stressful job, but that isn't abnormal. I mean, that stress I could cope with. I don't overeat at work very often. I do sometimes during the holidays, but it was the evening that I would just overload on food and learning to recognize the impact of this relationship on my stress and what I was trying to do to help comfort myself was also very eye-opening. I'd kind of resolved to the fact that this was just how life was. And working with you helped me to see maybe it doesn't have to be that way. Um,
Mm.
and the more more inner dialogue I listen to and ask those questions about what am I telling myself about this situation or these choices, started making me more aware of what my choices really were. And I had to take care of me first, physically, emotionally, and that's where I'm at now.
Yeah, so you're actually 20 pounds down now. So tell me,
Mhm.
what do you think are the big things or the big things that have made the
Oh.
difference for you? And you can talk about food, but you can also talk about mindset or emotional stuff, like
Oh
nervous system
yeah.
stuff. What are the big things that have really made the difference?
I think going back to the very beginning and something that the more we talked about it, the deeper it went in my brain and my body was feel my feelings. I remember even telling you I didn't think I had I didn't feel stuff. And we started working on that and I come to find out that I really was just suppressing so much emotional the stressors, the the emotions associated with it, anger, fear, um, sadness, some rejection issues that I grew up with how my father would treat me. So feeling my feelings was probably the first step. And it's just every time we talk about it, we just go a little bit deeper and more clarity comes from that. The breathing exercises, I was able to really reduce my stress immediately within a moment. And then I could start thinking clearer once I started breathing and being very aware of my breath. Um, I think, I mean, yes, the vegetables. Oh, well, yeah, because we talked about this the other day.
Mm.
Um, the first time you said to make like half the plate all veggies and then only a quarter plate starch and a quarter plate protein, I really did think I'm going to starve. I am going to starve if I eat this. I'm going to be hungry in 2 hours and I'm going to be miserable. Well, come to find out that's not necessarily true. So I honestly feel better when I do that. And now I literally look at making sure that I'm still getting my quarter cup, my quarter serving, quarter portion of the starch and the grains or the beans and tofu or whatever. And it's become just so second nature to look at my plate that way. And now when I do get hunger, I like celebrate it because it's like I am safe. This is good. I'm burning some calories. This is good. And then the other thing is I really realize now when I feel satisfied because for years I never felt really satisfied. I couldn't tell when I was satisfied, I had enough to eat.
Mm.
And now I do. In fact, now it's to the point where if I overeat a couple bites, I'm like, I'm done. I don't want any more. I'm full. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's a new behavior for me. That's not natural in the
That's
past.
funny. That's exactly what Kathy was saying. She'd gotten so used to feeling overstuffed and never really feeling her hunger cues that she didn't know what true satisfaction felt like as
Yes.
well. And the more she had just allowed herself to get hungry before she ate, then the more satisfied she became
Yes.
with the meal, and she could tell where that true satisfaction level was versus the overstuffed.
Yes.
Amazing, yeah. So for you, there has been really a lot of you've worked so hard with the habit building, the plate building, the 1 pound of veggies, and you are now seeing the impact that it has. But also, more importantly, you've done a lot of work on the internal self because it was the
Yes.
internal self that was creating the on-off pattern, like the the almost emotional eating, binging. There's the high processed snacks, the things that made you feel comfortable, and wine as well, right? The things that were
Yes.
actually helping you to feel comfortable. And doing that internal work, learning how to really take control of your emotional state, be it by your thinking, be it by calming your nervous system, has made a massive change for you. And yeah, we can see that weight just slowly, steadily coming down now as it's all coming together.
Yes.
Um, Another thing we've been working on is future self identity.
Yes. Yes.
So talk to me about that. Like,
Well,
yeah, like who did you used to be, and who do you feel like you are becoming?
well, I honestly now feel like there's I know I'm in the transitional stage, but there's an old me that I feel like I have left, and that's the really scared, stressed woman that almost felt lost
Yeah.
and felt the only safety she had. I mean, I have a great support of friends and family and things, but I just in relationships it felt lost. I feel now that I have, I guess, more agency over my life. Um, Able to make the decisions that I know are right for me.
Hmm.
My future self has been talking to me, and that was one of the greatest, I think, one of the best exercises that's really helped me because I could see, for initially, I couldn't see what she looked like, and I had to really work on that. But now I can see what life is expected to be like in a few years and or even a few months. And so I feel like my future self talks to my current self. And I have like this double dialogue going on. Sometimes the future self has to like, no, you're not going to be happy with that decision. We're not needing to do that anymore. Things like that.
Yeah.
But even with that, then the current self talking to my inner child. So I'm comforting and giving her the love and the safety that she needed, and then listening to my future self. So yeah, sometimes it feels like I've got multiple voices in my head, but it really has made such a difference, such a an impact that I could not have imagined.
Yeah, you can see why all those years of dieting didn't really get to the heart of what
Yeah,
was going on for you, right?
yeah,
It's much deeper than
absolutely.
that. There's
Yeah.
we've got our childhood stuff that we need to sometimes deal with. Some not all cases, but oftentimes it's still lingering and it's having an impact. We've got our stress response and how that's driving our behavior and how we perceive our world and our place in it and our safety. And so it all needs to come together. It's not just the whole food plant-based diet, it's that combined with the inner stuff that is the real power. And
Yes.
you are achieving this result at the moment through a very difficult time of your life. Like you are making some big moves in your life, and
Yes.
that's not easy. It's taken you, I say, stepping into your superhuman self, your inner, you're channeling your inner superhero, putting on your Wonder Woman panties, as I say, having to get out of your
Yes.
shitty nappy and put the Wonder Woman pants on and just make some big, bold moves.
Yes.
And throughout this period, you haven't turned to, comforting foods. You haven't turned to calories to comfort yourself. You've really stepped
No.
into your power and just done the difficult stuff that needs to be done.
Yes.
And that is why you haven't spiraled in this stressful time. You haven't reverted. You've done the inner work. You're doing it differently this time.
Yeah. In fact, I even in the past I would have definitely been drinking wine in the evenings to help me relax, which I literally now have such a little desire to have it.
Yeah.
I'm much more deliberate and intentional when I do, and it's much less often. I've realized that it was a huge factor in my stress.
Hmm.
I wasn't sleeping well. I'd wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, just, and then I wouldn't be feeling rested in the day. Uh, Taking that out of the options has really, really helped my sleep, my clarity,
Yeah.
and I think my coping has improved because of that decision as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's not like you just restricted yourself from having it because you knew it was calorie dense and not helping your goals,
No.
right? It was, I recognize why I'm using this, and I'm not drinking it
Yes.
because I enjoy a glass of wine with dinner. I'm drinking it because I'm suppressing my discomfort.
Again, I
Yeah,
going back to that, feel the feelings, feel my feelings, identify them, let my body process them.
yeah,
And while that was terrifying initially, um, it has gotten to be and it was terrifying. I mean, the first few times we did it, it was just like my insides were like, I don't want to do this.
yeah, right. Because as a baby, it's almost like your nervous system learned that this is a bad thing to have, and
Yeah,
I feel danger, and
yeah,
your parents weren't able to help you resolve that naturally. They weren't able to soothe you to feel better. So your whole nervous system brain learned that negative emotion equals danger, and I need to escape it as soon
yes,
as possible. So yeah, it makes you feel so much more powerful. Like I was maybe a little bit the same, but I remember when I first learned how to fully feel and process a big triggering emotion inside of me, and it felt powerful. It's like almost like it was like as I felt it dissipating and moving through me, I'm like, no, 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 come back. I haven't finished feeling you yet. You
Well,
feel so much more powerful and not afraid to
yeah,
feel something uncomfortable.
yes,
You know it's just energy moving through you.
yes,
You don't need to react to it. And I think that's really, really powerful. And it has such a
yeah.
massive impact on the choices that we make. Because a little bit like you, I would go and get a bottle of wine if I wasn't feeling good about something. Like, fuck it.
Right, exactly. Exactly. I just was doing it way too often. Way too often. But yeah, it's exactly what it was. And now it's not on my list of coping tools anymore. Now it is just truly a something to do with friends,
Mm,
or, some special occasion, but it's not one of my coping tools anymore, which feels wonderful.
yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And so,
Yeah.
um, I want the women who are watching to hear the numbers and the deeper stuff. Like, so where are you now compared to where you started? I know you're 20 pounds down on the scale, but how does that feel?
Mhm.
How does it feel in your body?
Oh, I can feel the difference. I can feel that it's different, and that feels good. I mean, I realize now I'm probably to the point where people might be able to see it, or my clothes will start fitting differently. My scrubs at work for work, I can tell are getting looser. They've got a drawstring, and I'm having to kind of pull it a little tighter. And I'm like, cool, this is awesome.
I can see
Um,
changes around your face. The face is one of the first places to see it. I can see, this
Yay.
changing around here. But tell, so
Yeah.
how's it feel in your body? But also um, what's the difference in how you feel day to day, even?
I feel like it's improved my I mean, confidence is such a general word, but I feel like my decision making is with a little more confidence. I think before, and last week, like I'd mentioned, last week was I agreed to take an assignment that I think 6 months ago I would have refused, saying, "Oh, I'm not really, I'm not the best person for it." But I feel that the success I'm having with not the diet and the weight loss is helpful, and I love the weight loss, but it's what it's done to me emotionally, and to really help me identify my authentic self more,
Mm.
that I'm not afraid to move forward. I'm not afraid to accept challenges. I'm not afraid to um, go to the hard stuff,
Mm.
because now I feel like myself is equipped to do that.
Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And tell me about your relationship with food now versus before.
Oh, so so last week while I was out of town, it was not great options, and I was so frustrated. So I literally just went and bought little bags of salad and ate it, because I refuse to go backwards. It's like
Mm.
I have momentum moving forwards. I'm eating healthier. I like the way my body feels as I eat healthier. I like my energy. I like the clearer thinking. Um, I don't want to go backwards. So
Mm.
I feel like my breakfast and my lunch, I just have to have certain components to it. I've been taking some like fruit for snacks, so I'm not tempted to go to the chocolate jar, which the managers always have. It's like, no, this version of me doesn't need that. I need the fruits and vegetables. I need the glasses of water. I need to stay active. I mean, this is what I need. And it's become, it's just become more of this is just what I do.
Mm.
I eat, this is how I eat. They bring in food days, I bring in fruit, or the other day I brought in just I bring in a vegan type option, or just fruit and some vegetable plates and stuff like that. Um, it's just not It's just what I do. And they all know it and they tease me, but that's okay.
And once upon a time, would that teasing have bothered you?
I found that even early on, well, again, I've been doing this for several years now, but I found I was trying to make excuse or not excuses, but give them the reasons why I'm doing this, kind of like justifying why I've made these choices. And now and granted, I have been doing it for a while, but now it's like if I get any weird looks or questions like why, which I got last week, it's like it started off for my health. It started off with what I saw scientifically about the health.
Hmm.
I said it did grow after that, but yeah, it's for my health. That's why I did it.
Beautiful.
And I don't feel like I have to explain it any further.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just what I do.
Brilliant. I love it. It's your identity. Um,
Yeah,
and that's when you like when you don't care about what other people think, you know that
right.
you are sitting in more of a powerful place when you're still trying to either hide from other people or explain and justify, or you're changing your decisions because other people are getting uncomfortable.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That's
Even a couple years ago, I know um, I would say almost embarrassed that everybody's eating this over here. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not eating that. And now it's just like, it doesn't phase me. If they do say anything, it's like, it doesn't phase me anymore. I'm always prepared. I always bring my lunch, so I eat what I fixed and I'm happy with it. Most days, people tell me whatever she's eating, it smells delicious. I'm like, it is delicious. I eat food that tastes delicious.
yeah, I love that. Yeah, like you have an impact, like when people can see that it looks good, it tastes good, and you are having amazing results as a result of that. They're going to start really taking notice.
Yes, yes.
Might have a few other
Until they
questions.
ask me what's in it. When I like, then they'll look at me like, why that tastes that good? I'm like, oh yeah, And then the tofu jokes, you have to hear some tofu jokes.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah. So, who is Venetia becoming?
She is becoming, she is becoming the genuine person she was born to be. And that person is, you know, compassionate, intelligent, ambitious, creative, um, someone who loves the family and loves spending time with family and friends, and also knows when to rest and to pause and to focus on my health and um, look for the balance in the world between work and life um, and joy, lots of peace and joy and contentment.
Beautiful. And what do you think is possible now for you now that you didn't feel was possible previously?
Truly, I think identifying what's behind the emotional eating helped me to learn how I'm just, it almost was like a spell. And now the spell's been broken.
Mm.
Now I'm not a victim of that.
Hmm.
And so going forward, the weight loss is going to continue. The
Mm.
emotional healing is going to continue. Um, the, the enjoyment of everyday life. And I mean, I even find I enjoy my job more because it's, I feel like the priorities are right there. And therefore, I'm balancing that work and life, working towards that. There's the next, yeah. I'm currently preparing to move to another address by myself and my mother. And there's a lot of work there, but at the same time, I have so much peace and so much joy and so much excitement over that that's like the next 90 days. I don't see that fading. I know that it's going to be a lot of hard work and there's a lot of emotions that are going to come up, but it's like I'm not afraid to do that now. I think a year ago that would have I know it did terrify me. That's why I was where I was.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Beautiful. Amazing. What are you most proud of so far?
So far, oh, honestly, it's the emotional healing. And okay, the biggest thing I'm proud of is signing up and working with you because that truly has been the difference maker. That has been the difference maker. Um, you probing and not quitting with asking the questions and going deeper. And then, I mean, some of these revelations came out just in chit chat, and you're like, wait, let's go back to that. I'm just like, oh my gosh, things I'd always known, but I didn't know how they'd affected me. So the fact that I was brave enough to sign up with a life coach,
Mm.
I'm so proud of myself for that. I'm so proud of myself for continue not giving up on myself and continuing to try these things, even though sometimes the changes were so minute. But even with breathing, as I would breathe for a couple minutes and then my stress level would go right back up. And so I'd breathe again. And it was just like, come on, this has to work. This has to work. Um, Not giving up on myself
Yeah.
has made me really proud of myself.
Yeah, yeah, I'm really proud of you for that too. And yeah, it is scary, committing to
Yeah.
going on a journey, and not everyone's ready to do it because, especially if we think there's some big things underneath the surface that we're not ready to look at,
Yeah.
that need to be looked at in order for us to succeed. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really proud of you too. I'm proud that you stepped into this and that you trusted me with your journey and that you haven't given up, even though there have been some incredibly challenging times.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing so openly. And I just want to say something to everyone else watching as well, because, Venetia's story isn't the exception. She, her story is so similar to, not exactly the same, but it's a similar story to many of the people that I coach. That there is oftentimes like just learning the what to eat, that's the first step. But then it's the stuff that's underneath the surface that stops us doing that, or that we might even be blind to, that we can't see. And this is where getting some support can be extremely powerful, because we can uncover some patterns that that we can remove. We can work on those patterns, and we can change those patterns, rather than you staying stuck for decades, as a lot of people do. Like, hey, 20 years trying all the wrong things, dieting, restriction. It wasn't just learning about the food. I had a lot of internal crap that I had to resolve as well. And Venetia came to me at a really hard time of life. She didn't come to me at a time when everything was perfect and calm. Right? We don't That's the time to get the support, not waiting till life is perfect, because it's never going to happen, right? Like, there is no perfect time. And she trusted me, came and did the work, and the results are real. And I know that from here on in, it's just going to be, a lot smoother sailing for you moving forwards, because of a lot of the revelations that have come out and the things that you've done internally to change. Beautiful. So, but we must all start with the habits that help us get into that calorie deficit, help our body feel safe, make sure we're nourishing our hunger cues, but being led by our body and not our brain. And this is what I'm going to be teaching at my next 4-day workshop that I'm going to run on May 18th to 21st, Australian time, 17 to 20 for anyone in the US. And I'm calling it Plant Powered Weight Loss. It's going to be live, 4 days live with me every day. We will cover food this time. We'll cover food and reconnecting you to your body's hunger cues. Instead of eating on autopilot, starting to pick up any of those habits, those reasons why you might be choosing foods that are unhelpful for your health, or the reasons why you might be overeating, mindlessly snacking, emotionally eating. And so If you are more at the beginning of your journey or you want some support, you want to know the exact frameworks that I use with my clients, please comment workshop and I will send you the details and we'll have a conversation and just see if it's going to be right for you. And yeah, let's get you locked in and starting your journey. So, Venetia, do you have any last words for anyone? Any last advice? And oh, Margaret says, by the way, thank you for sharing your very powerful story. So, thanks, Margaret. Thanks for
Aw,
watching. And anybody else who's watching, I see three
you.
people, but I can't tell who they are.
Uh, no, I just, I have so much gratitude, and I think that's something that I've been saying a lot more over the last several months too, is that how much gratitude I have, so much that I'm going to get a tattoo when all of this is over, hopefully before the end of the year, that says fearless gratitude, because I
Oh,
feel like that is what has been developing in me. And I give you complete thanks and honor for your knowledge and your wisdom and your compassion and your kindness, um, for helping me get to this point. And
oh,
I just can't wait to see what the rest of the journey looks like. I'm excited about it instead of fearful about it.
beautiful. Yeah, yeah. You've really shifted that belief now. Like you've shown yourself evidence, you've uncovered where the blocks were and put those aside. They're
Yeah.
gone. Off we go.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And I love the tattoo idea as well. One of my old clients, Lisa, she got a tattoo at the end. It said, she said she could, so she did. And that was her internal change was stop telling herself that she can't and tell
Yeah.
herself that she can. And so, yeah, that internal change is really what makes the difference for so many people. So,
Yes.
thank you for
Yes.
sharing your journey today.
My
I'm so
pleasure.
proud of you. Yes, and anybody, if you do want to step into the next plant power weight loss um, workshop, sorry, I'm a bit tired. I didn't sleep that well last night. One of my pillars. Just comment workshop below and I will send you the details. Yes, we'll talk about food, we'll talk about plate building. I'll give you my frameworks, very simple habits that will help you on your journey. And you'll be doing some there'll be some prizes. We're going to have some prizes for showing up and doing the work. So you better come and join us. Alrighty. So for now, thank you so much, Venetia, and thank you everyone who has watched. And we'll round off now. All right. Bye.
Bye bye.